I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was scarred with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. Soul bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one Chief Rockin' Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy, and welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive, even though it is afternoonish. Okay. I see y'all, though. I see you party people in the place to be. Miss Geraldine is in the house. Coach is in the house. Sherwin W. is in the house. CWC is in the house. Chef NYK is in the house. Jay Singh is in the house. Okay. Rodney Atkins. Mr. Atkins is in the house. I am Jarrell is in the house. What's good? Man, it's good to see y'all, man. Good to see y'all. Good to be with y'all. Right? Good to see y'all, man. Good to be with y'all, man. Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly. Right? All right. So I have this thing that I want to kind of chop it up with everybody about. I mean, there are some things like the Summer League thing. I ain't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about Summer League. Don't talk to me about Charlie Brown. Don't talk to me about such and such, about some 26-year-old dudes. I don't care. What I do care about, though, however, is these last few roster spots on our roster. That's what I do care about. Right? That's what I do care about. So what I want to kind of talk to y'all about, chop it up about just really quick is free agents that the Knicks should be keeping an eye out for. Hall Will is in the house. The son of the legend Kerry Cox is in the house. Hotline Bling is in the house. I see y'all. What I want to talk about is free agents that'll help us get to that next level. Free agents that'll help us get to that next level. And I'm not talking about the and I'm not talking about like game changer free agents. I'm not speaking to it's certain guys. What I'm speaking about is players that will help us get over the hump. Right? Players that'll help us get over the hump. Players that'll help us get to the Eastern Conference Finals just by adding depth. what I'm speaking to is players that will do the little things on a, for the most part, loaded NBA roster that can help us get over the hump. Right? What I want to do is, and I have a reference article here. Let me see if I can have this be big enough for, I'm going to try to edit it so it'll be big enough for us to, so I'm limited. Okay, so I'm limited in what I can do to see if I can get it to be bigger. Right? So I have a list of about 10 free agents that I think can add something. Juan B is in the house and Juju Caesar is in the house. Okay. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. So what I wanted to do is go down, just run it down the line. Right? Just run it down the line. First of all, what I want to talk about is depth and why depth is important. So the reason why depth is important is because you don't want to have your best players get into the playoffs dinged up. You don't want to have your best player coming into the playoffs with a sprained ankle and a bruised thigh bone and a bruised elbow. And then we out here criticizing the best player with a sprained ankle, a bruised thigh bone, and a sprained elbow, criticizing him because he didn't show up in the playoffs. Or your second best player, or the one that we feel like is the best player, is coming into the playoffs with a sprained wrist and thumb, right? A sprained hip, bruised and sprained hip, and multiple lower leg injuries. And so why this is important is because when you're playing, and I know the easy cop-out answer, like those that don't know will say stuff like, well, Uncle Freezy, everybody is banged up when the playoffs start. So what? We are not everybody. We are the Knicks. We are not everybody. We are the Knicks. We don't care about everybody else, bro. We got to make sure our house is in order. I heard this thing on Twitter. People are saying, well, you can't say that IQ and Jericho Sims and Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson and Quentin Grimes all being dinged up doesn't matter because everybody is dinged up. No, that's lazy. That's lazy. That's lazy, man. What we prefer is that we go into the playoffs healthy. Right? Because all we wanted was a shot. And listen, if Brunson is not dinged up a little bit, if Randall is not dinged up, if IQ is not dinged up, if Grimes is not dinged up, I honestly feel like the Knicks are Eastern Conference finalists. Right? You're talking about a Mitchell Robinson with a back injury and an upper thigh injury. And I know the easy way to shut down smart conversation is by saying something ridiculous. Like, Uncle Freezy, everybody dinged up at the playoffs. I don't care about everybody else. I care about us. What if we're healthy and they're dinged up? I like our chances. Right? The other thing, too, I want to mention, that I'd like to mention is that a lot of other teams have a super player, like a superstar. We don't have a Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. We don't have a Joel Embiid, James Harden. We don't have a Giannis Antetokounmpo. We don't have a LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Jokic, Steph Curry. Even though our team is in the conversation with those players, those guys, right? Our team is in the conversation with those players. Oh, a little bit too big. Okay, save. All right, let me save that. All right. So our two best players are not as good as Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. We're just not. We're just not, man. And I understand how we would love for it to be that. We're just not at this point, though. Okay, there we go. That's better. Yeah, we're just not at this point. We're just not as good as those guys yet. Can we get there? Yes, of course. I think we can. But the thing is what I'm getting at ultimately is that how we look 1 through 12 is more important than how we look 1 through 3. Because no matter how good your supporting cast is, I'm sorry, no matter how good your top 3 players are, the supporting cast plays a major role in how good you are. Kerry Cox is in the house. Kerry Cox says Tatum and Brown lost this season. Yes, but you didn't hear my point though, Kerry Cox. Listen to me. Like, stop fighting what I'm saying and listen. Stop right there where you at and listen to what I said. I said if the Knicks are healthy, they're Eastern Conference finalists. That's what I said, right? Right? If we're healthy, I feel like we're Eastern Conference finalists. That's what I said. Right? And I know there are others that are gonna say certain things like Jalen Brunson is a megastar. I feel like Jalen Brunson is a megastar too. I think I'm the first person that said Jalen Brunson is a megastar. But if Jalen Brunson is a megastar, how do you feel about Julius Randle? And if you have second thoughts about Julius Randle's greatness, if you have any second thoughts about Julius Randle's greatness, then you understand that when the playoffs start, we have to have the absolute best and healthiest Julius Randle version of Julius Randle when the playoffs start. Because right now, the Knicks are not on their current course. On their current course, the Knicks are not going to add a player to this roster that is better than Julius Randle. They're not. This season, we are going into these games, these competitions, with the roster mostly intact. We're going into this season with the roster mostly intact. And while some fans will be disappointed in that, you should not be surprised. You may be disappointed, but don't be surprised. Allah Wise is in the house. I see you. Basically, we're going into the season with what we have. Dante Divincenzo is not a significant upgrade. Right? Dante Divincenzo is not a game changer. Let me phrase it like that. Dante Divincenzo is a significant upgrade. Dante Divincenzo, let me state for the record, I love the Dante Divincenzo signing. I love Dante Divincenzo. Right? I love Dante Divincenzo. Right? I love what he brings to the game. I love the fact that he was once a great athlete. Once the knee surgery thing, I think may have him limited a little bit. May have limited him some. But ultimately, I think Dante Divincenzo, dare I say it, I'm going to say it, and even though I don't like it, I'm going to say it anyway, even though I don't like it. Dante Divincenzo is the Quentin Grimes upgrade. I like Grimes, and I like what he's going to bring to the table ultimately. Right? Hey, and Kerry Cox says Dante is Josh Hart with a better jump shot. I disagree. I think they're two totally different players. I think Dante Divincenzo is an athletic combo guard that can shoot and facilitate, whose defense is vastly underrated. Dante Divincenzo, and a shout out to IKBM Dre, right? Shout out to IKBM Dre. He and I researched this Sunday or Saturday night Sunday. Dante Divincenzo is a top 11 defender at his position. Josh Hart is a top 78 defender at his position. Shooting guard, small forward, Josh Hart is top 78. Dante Divincenzo is top 11. And so while that seems like that's significant, Dante Divincenzo has the potential to be a great defender, right? This is not what I say. This is what research says, right? We got and for those that are keeping track and wonder where I got the information from, I got it from a website called Basketball Index. And then I double checked it on a website called, so we looked at three. I think it's Basketball Index and 538 something, right? And Hall Will says Hart was guarding it. No, he wasn't. The player, and I disagree with Hall Will on this. The player that guarded the best players the most was Quentin Grimes. I also researched that on 538 and the Basketball Index because I wondered why Quentin Grimes wasn't higher. It's because Quentin Grimes guarded the league's best player the most amount of times. Josh Hart did not. And ultimately, what I'm saying to you is, and I researched this, and I'll have to ask IKBM Dre. I should have wrote it down. Y'all forgive me. But the website is Basketball Index, I think, and 538 or 30, 50, 538 or something like that. We were looking at, right? And so before I want to start the conversations with you guys, what I want to do is do a deep dive so that I won't put out false narratives. Josh Hart wasn't guarding the most the best player, the most best players on the Knicks. It was Quentin Grimes by far. It wasn't even close. And then also what I researched was well, what happened when Josh Hart got here? Is there a difference when Josh Hart got here? No, there was not. Quentin Grimes, in fact, guarded more of the best players after Josh Hart got here. And I attribute that to Quentin Grimes getting better as a player. JJ is in the building. JJ, why our Mets want to get hot when we start talking about trading away all these dudes? JJ, we got to have a conversation, bro. When the owner come out and be like, yo, we might have to start thinking about the trade deadline. You know, this cat start playing. Alvarez should be in the Rookie of the Year conversation. JJ, is that the answer to everything? Blow it up. JJ like, yo, blow it up. Yo, that can't be the answer to everything, bro. Is it? So my thing is with the Josh Hart thing. Listen, Josh Hart is a fine player for what he does. I don't want to sound as if I'm bashing Josh Hart, but what I do want to do is give praises where it is due. Right? I want to give praises where it's due. Right? And I want to give the praises and shout out to two players that I feel like will help the Knicks get to that next place that they want to get to, the ascension. And that is Dante Divincenzo and Quentin Grimes. And so, for one, I want to mention this thing just really quickly about how good of a player that Quentin Grimes is and possibly be in the future. Shout out to my main man, Bully, Corey Lee in the building. Kev Middleton, what's good, man? I see you. What I'd like to do is just point out just some really specific stuff that I have been hearing on like the Knicks YouTubers and things of that sort. Let me just point out one thing. Josh Hart is not a backup power forward. Stop. Knicks fans, I understand it's the summer. Kev Guapo was in the building. Knicks fans, if you're telling me the answer to the backup power forward minutes is Josh Hart, I'm pointing to you a lottery team. You want to be a lottery team? Have a small, play a big man's position for 82 games. You want to be in the lottery? Do that. Also, you want to be in the lottery? Let Jalen Brunson get all the point guard minutes during the season. Jalen Brunson is a mega man. Jalen Brunson is out of here when it comes to skill level. Jalen Brunson is off the charts when it comes to scoring the basketball, right? But when it comes to setting up teammates, the conversation that we never have is Jalen Brunson good at setting up his teammates? The conversation that we never have, Jalen Brunson ain't good at that. He's not. Now, with that said, am I knocking Jalen Brunson? No, I'm absolutely praising Jalen Brunson. But no one is perfect. No NBA player is perfect. No NBA player is perfect. So we have to take what we see and measure it logically. Now, when it comes to fandom, you don't have to be logical. You can be a fan how you want to be. But the thing is this. It's funny how we say Julius Randle is slow when it comes to double teams and he doesn't pass the ball. He doesn't play make out of the doubles. But then when it's Jalen Brunson, a guy that's naturally built to do that, we sit on our hands. Ruben, what's good, man? Right? And it's not, I'm not criticizing Jalen Brunson. It's similar to the rhetoric that I'm spewing is similar to man, Giannis can't shoot threes. Giannis is a 6'11" wing player that can't shoot threes. And you're like, man, Giannis was the league MVP. Giannis is great. Exactly. Look at it like that. Don't look at it as it's always criticism, right? It's not negative criticism, right? It's not negative criticism. It's just pointing out the obvious. Jalen Brunson is not a great facilitator. He's just not. Shout out to my man SB Sports Talk. He just hit me up. Shout out to my man SB Sports Talk, man. I keep forgetting it's a time difference. It's a time difference in Chicago than what it is on the East Coast. Keith Turner's in the house. Sherwin says Brunson is a top 20 ISO player in the NBA. That's not a good thing for team ball. Okay. Okay. Shot Legacy is in the building. What's good, boss? Shot Legacy said that's actually a fact about Brunson. Freezy. His assist totals is what kept him from the All-Star, in my opinion. Right. And so I'm not criticizing my man. The guy is my man. The guy, Jalen Brunson, is my man. I'm not saying anything bad about him. I'm just pointing out his game is scoring. And since his game is scoring, you have to understand that he's not going to be a great passer of the basketball. He's not. It is what it is. So how do you accent that? You go out and get another playmaker to play with Brunson. Andy N is in the building. Salute to Andy N. What's good, boss? You go out and get another guard that can do what Jalen Brunson either can't or is unwilling to do. I think that's part of the reason why Dante Divincenzo is here. Because he can facilitate some, but don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Dante Divincenzo is not a point guard. He's not. Dante Divincenzo is a shooting guard, mostly. A shooting guard, mostly. Can he guard some small threes? Yes, but you don't want him to. Can he guard some big ones? Yes, but you don't want him to. You want Dante Divincenzo to guard twos. That's what you want him to do. And you want him to be able to create off the ball when the defense is focused on the point. That's what you want Dante Divincenzo to do. My thing is, with Dante Divincenzo, you have to look at him as a classic shooting guard. That's what he is. Look at Dante Divincenzo in the mold of a I'm trying to think of a skill set for Dante Divincenzo. He's probably got point guard size. He's a shooting guard. He can do everything functionally at a decent level. But if Jalen Brunson gets hurt, Dante Divincenzo, right now, now he may be working on it during the summer, but right now, Dante Divincenzo is not a point guard. He's not. And even when I heard people speak about Dante Divincenzo playing point guard in Golden State, stop it. Kev Middleton read my mind again. Listen, Kevin Middleton is, if you don't get the hell out of my house, Kev Middleton legit, this is like the 7th stream in a row. Kev Middleton just read my mind like he looking at my notes. Kev Middleton legit be like, Kev Middleton got the answers to the test. Right. And so when Kev, I'm trying to build it. Like Dante Divincenzo is in a mold of a Joe Dumars, except his defense is not elite like Joe Dumars. His scoring is not elite like Joe Dumars. But yes, in that archetype. In that archetype. And he is. Nah, man. That's not what I said, bro. That's not what I said. Nah, man. Not here. Not here. On Vibes and stuff, though, you might hear anything. On Vibes and stuff, the other channel, the culture lifestyle channel we have, it might be anything over there. Jerry Fitz is in the house. And so I think the addition of Dante Divincenzo is an excellent addition because now it puts everybody in their positions of strength. Brunson and Grimes, IQ and Divincenzo, Josh Hart as the 3 off the bench, right? Now you have a pseudo 5-guard rotation, right? Where Josh Hart can move across the guard rotations, some mostly 3, some 2, and rare events the 1, right? But you don't want Josh Hart being your primary facilitator for long stretches. You don't want Josh Hart being your primary facilitator for 5-6 minutes of a game. You don't want that. That's not who he is. You want Josh Barkley, basically. You want Josh Hart to be Josh Barkley. You want him to be the undersized 2 that can play up and play the 3, but you don't want him at the 4. You don't want him at the 4, and for this reason. Chat, hear me out. Think about this, what I'm saying. If Josh Hart is the backup 4, what happens when the stretch 5 pulls Hartenstein away from the basket? Are you comfortable with Josh Hart being your rim protector? Chat. When Hartenstein is pulled away from the rim, say in a pick and roll scenario, Isaiah Hartenstein is pulled away from the rim. Do you want Josh Hart as your rim protector? Keith Turner says, ain't no way I'm paying Josh Hart $80 million and Austin Reeves got 54. I ain't doing it. Yeah, you are. Hey, Keith Turner, not only are you going to pay him $80 million, you might pay him upwards of $90 million because he sacrificed for the team this summer. He could have went out and got 4 years, $80 million this summer, but he took the team option so the Knicks could sign Divincenzo, right? So he took one for the team because he wanted to be here. So how are the Knicks going to reward him for taking one for the team? Bro, okay. Say what you will. Say what you will. But he took one for the team so that the Knicks could spend money this summer. They couldn't move. They didn't get the opportunity to move Obi and Fournier. They moved Obi, but they didn't get a chance to move Fournier. So you know what that means. And Kev Middleton, again, is looking at my notes. Imagine a scenario when you're playing a team like the Timberwolves that has 3 centers. One goes to the bench. Say Rudy Gobert goes to the bench, and in a second unit, they leave Cat on the floor, and then they sub out Cat and bring in Naz Reid. Where does Josh Hart fit in this equation? He just can't. He just can't. He just can't. He just can't, man. He just can't be that guy. And no disrespect to him, but he just can't. Josh Hart has to be the second unit 3. He's got to be. I'll tell you a guy, though, I would take a shot on. I'll tell you a guy that I would take a shot on, though. TJ Warren. TJ Warren was a 20-point per game scorer, 40% 3-point shooter, and then he had a rash of injuries for the past two seasons. Right? Man, it's getting hot in here. I got to do a wardrobe change. Hold on, y'all. I got to do a wardrobe change. Man, those hoodies be working, bro. Those hoodies will work. So if we can, shout out to Sincere. Sincere says, TJ for the vet minimum, sure. And I'm with you. Right? And here's the thing. That Brian Windhorst said that we don't necessarily recognize. NBA teams only pay $800,000 of the league, the vet minimum, right? So regardless what the vet minimum is for TJ Warren, the Knicks are only going to pay $800,000 of it. So if the vet minimum for him is 3.7, the Knicks are going to pay $800,000 and the NBA is going to pay the rest out of the league TV revenue money. So it's going to count for a certain amount on the cap, but the NBA is going to pay the rest of it. That's what the players union agreed to. So if we cut the players, right? So if we cut players on non-guaranteed contracts, right? Hey, I didn't know that either. I watched it on. I watched Brian Windhorst. Somebody sent me the link. I checked it out. And shout out to Knicks fans, man. Y'all always sending me stuff. Shout out to y'all, by the way. And so I watched the Brian Windhorst thing, and he stated that the rookie minimum and the vet minimum are the same, and whatever it is over that, the league pays for it in TV revenue money. Shout out to AD. AD is in the building. Juan B says that was me, not even a yo. Yo, Juan B, salute Juan B. Thank you for that, bro. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate that. Hey, thank you for looking out. Thank you for looking out for us, bro. Thank you for looking out for us. So my thing is, if you're the Knicks, do you cut non-guaranteed players? Daquan Jeffries, Isaiah Roby, in order to bring in a TJ Warren? I would consider it. I'm thinking, what player is more important to the long-term goals of the Knicks? Right? What player is more important to the long-term goals of the Knicks? Yo, King is in the building. Shout out to my man, King. King says, thank you for the generous contribution. I think King and Rel and myself might be getting together Saturday morning. I think we may be working on something for Saturday. If not, we're always working on some type of collab. Right? So shout out to King from We Talk Mavs. King says, can y'all stop offering us Fournier now? No. Bro, King, we gotta keep offering y'all Fournier, bro. That's how this thing works. King, we got to keep offering y'all Fournier, brother. But go check out We Talk Mavs. Check out We Talk Mavs. They have dope content. Their chat is always lit. Always. It's always lit. They're a good listen. They're not afraid of hard topics. They're not afraid of difficult topics, man. They always, their conversation is always on point. Shout out to those brothers. Those are the homies, man. Part of this family network that we're putting together. Go check them out. Those are my guys, man. Those are my guys. Those are my guys. They have excellent content, man, and they're growing so fast. They're growing so fast, man. They're gonna be in a little while. They're gonna be out of here. They're gonna be out of here in a little while. Right. My thing is though, if you are the Knicks and you have non-guaranteed contracts of guys like Daquan Jeffries and Isaiah Roby, why would you keep those two around when you can add a TJ Warren to your roster and you know that he brings something to the table? Right? And it's just food for thought. No disrespect to Daquan Jeffries and no disrespect to Isaiah Roby, right? But y'all know I don't mince words, right? Y'all been following me long enough, and I've been following y'all long enough to know that we don't have time to mince words, right? We don't have time for tuna salad, right? We ain't got time for pasta salad. You know, we ain't got time. We don't have time for coleslaw, bro. Get to the meat. You know what I'm saying? Y'all feel me? Anybody in here? Anybody in here? Y'all like, man, I ain't got time for, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for pasta salad. Get to the good part. And so that's where I'm at with it. I'm basically saying Isaiah Roby, Daquan Jeffries, and dare I say it, maybe even Trevor Kills is wasting time. Soulfinger is in the building. What's good, Soulfinger? Dripmore is in the building. So my thing is, I think what happened to us in the playoffs is we got beat because we had a lack of quality depth. No big deal. Just don't let it happen again. Right? Hey, Bully, how's the saying go? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Or fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That's how the saying go, right? Something like that. So instead of going into the season, and we've already upgraded, right? Just by bringing in Divincenzo. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think Dante Divincenzo may be my heartstring. I think Dante Divincenzo may be my heartstring. Ron Cleveland is in the building. I like an offense and defense that could potentially have Dante Divincenzo and Immanuel Quickley in it. I like that. I like the possibility of that. I like the possibility of that. As we sit here, I'm researching Immanuel Quickley's basic box score numbers. I'm just going to look at his basic box score numbers. Excuse me. And I'm talking about baseline box score stuff. I'm not getting into advanced stats and things of that sort because Immanuel Quickley is I ain't gonna lie to you. Immanuel Quickley is a stud, right? So Quickley shot. You know what? I'll share it with everybody. I'll share it. So when you look at Quickley's numbers, automatically some people are not going to like it. But let me first start by saying this. The fact that Immanuel Quickley played 81 games is impressive. Immanuel Quickley played 81 games. He started 21 games. Immanuel Quickley started 21 games this season. So I'm looking up his starter stats, and okay, so I'm not going to put this on the screen because it's not really good TV to look at. But Immanuel Quickley as a starter averaged 21.7 points a game. He shot 46% from the floor and 39.1% from three as a starter. And so what I'm getting at ultimately, what I'm getting at is Quickley averaged 14.9 points a game this past season. Quickley shot 45% from the floor. He shot 37% from three and 82% from the free throw line. Right? And so the reason why I'm putting all this stuff up is because I want to have the honest conversation with you guys about what we have versus what the narrative is in Knicks Nation. The narrative in Knicks Nation is that Immanuel Quickley is not the guy. Right? That's the narrative. What the narrative should be. Yo, look who it is. We Talk Hawks in the building. Our family coming to represent. Demond is in the building. Shout out to We Talk Hawks TV. That's our family right there. Our family of networks, man. Go check out We Talk Hawks TV. Demond and them do. Yo, Demond chat be lit, bro. Demond's chat is lit. Right? Shout out to We Talk Mavs TV. I'm sorry. Well, shout out to We Talk Mavs, but also shout out to We Talk Hawks TV. Man, those guys' conversation be on fire, bro. Them Hawks fans, they be lit. And shout out to Demond. He be driving the conversation, bro. It's always an interesting listen. Demond will legit flip out on them boys. Like Demond will legit flip out on them boys. Demond will be like, Demond will flip out on them guys, man. It's must watch, man. Shout out to them guys, man. That's our family. So if you make sure you I'm sorry, man. My dog just. Yo, our delivery here and our little house dog is yapping like he a big dog. Anybody in here have a big dog that act like he a little, have a little dog that act like he a big dog? Anybody, y'all got a little dog like legit sweat up and down. It's sweat up and down. He a Great Dane. Yeah, hey, Kerry Cox. Yeah, that's our little delivery, right? So our little delivery come, and our little dog is barking like he a mastiff. He out here, our little dog. He out here barking like he big, like legit. He like 30 pounds, barking like he 170. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So anyway, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that interruption, but let me get back to this thing. I just wanted to mention, shout out to We Talk Hawks and We Talk Mavs. Shout out to Big Tone, also the Miami Heat YouTuber. Man, we're working on some stuff also. But to the point that I'm making, about IQ is that IQ, along with a complementary guard, balances out the Knicks' offensive attack, is basically what I'm getting at. So instead of it being Jalen Brunson all the time, now it's more of a balanced Knicks guard attack. And I think the best of them, I think the best of them, the guy that's going to show the most progress this season is Grimes. I think Grimes is going to take the biggest and most impactful step this year. And it's because the talent has always been there. The experience has not always been there. The delivery person here and this Joker just acting like he's losing his mind. But he's a stray that we took in. He's a stray that we took in about 7 or 8 years ago. And before the reason why we don't hardly get on it, because when we got him, he wouldn't bark at all. And now he's so comfortable with us that he bark all the time. All right, look, y'all. All right, so y'all are insiders, right? This is what he was barking about. This is what he was barking about, y'all. This is what. So my son sent me a package, and I know this is a Knicks channel, but just bear with me. Son sent me a package. I take the stuff out of the package. This is what it is. So y'all are privy to see what it is that my dog lost his mind over. My dog lost his mind over this. Slides. Thank you, son, for the slides. My dog legit lost his mind over Under Armour slides. Thank you, Gaston. My man can't even bring slides about a house unless our dog loses his mind. So back to what I was talking about Quickley and Divincenzo. Right? Quickley and and Divincenzo together. It balances out the Knicks' offensive attack so teams can't just focus in on Jalen Brunson. The benefactor of a balanced floor is Quentin Grimes, right? For the past few years, the Knicks have had, and whether you agree with me or not, that's up to you. I'm telling you my perspective. The Knicks have had an incomplete backcourt for the last ever. Right? Now that the Knicks have a balanced backcourt with Divincenzo, not Hart, but Divincenzo. Now that the Knicks have a balanced backcourt, not with Hart, but Divincenzo, I think what you'll see is Jalen Brunson's ascension to mega stardom, and at the same time, you see the breakout of Grimes. Because for the most part, Divincenzo is going to be who he is. He's going to be 9 points, about 4 rebounds, about 2.5, 3 assists, top 11, top 15 defense. With Tibbs, he might even be top 10 defense, right? My man Ron Cleveland is in the building. My man Ron Cleveland is pointing out something about the Atlanta Braves, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I don't care nothing about the Atlanta Braves, bro. But what I will say is this, though. Now that the guard rotation is set, I think the in-between, because the big man rotation is set. The big man rotation with Hartenstein, Randall, and Mitch is set. Most teams don't run 4 bigs, and we ran 4 bigs, and it was to our detriment. You have to have some smaller lineups for flexibility. And now that Obi is gone, and I'm not saying that Obi was a factor. I'm not saying that Obi is the reason why we didn't run smaller lineups. What I'm saying is now that Obi's gone, it's kind of like addition by subtraction. Now we can really run some smaller lineups. Maybe some Randall at the 5, RJ at the 4, Hart at the 3, Grimes at the 2, Quickley at the 1. Some of that stuff. Some of that stuff, man. Some of it. Now it's on Tom Thibodeau. Y'all know how y'all love to talk about Tom Thibodeau rotations. Y'all love it, bro. I can't hide. I can't even go on Twitter. I can't even go on Twitter. We talking about Tom Thibodeau rotations in July. And I see. I think somebody said it was too small. But what I want to say is not for extended minutes, y'all. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about go small lineups for extended amounts of time. What I'm talking about is throw a curveball at, for instance, when teams throw that junk 2-3 zone at us. Yeah, y'all have seen it. Teams have been throwing that junk 2-3 zone at us, and we can't get into offense because we're too big and too stiff. It's like Jack and the Beanstalk. Like Jack beats the giant because the giant is too big. That's what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the Jack and the Beanstalk thing where the giant is so big it's a detriment because his foe is small. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna try to do something else later. I got some things that I got to work on. It was good seeing y'all. Good rocking with y'all. I'm gonna try to schedule something else for later. We'll see how that goes. Thank y'all for rocking with me, man. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.